Welcome to Mystic Moons. This is a reading for the Libra Collective. Anyone with significant Libra energy. How that breaks down for you in your chart. Well, you can think about it as this is a collective reading. Maybe you have Libra in your sun, in your moon, in your rising. Maybe you have Libra in your other places, maybe in your first house. Maybe you have Libra in your personal planets. Maybe you have Libra in several houses. Maybe you have Libra in your moon, in your seventh house. Oh, excuse me, not your moon. I meant to say in your Jupiter. Well, I was going to say the relationship places, so that could be your moon, your Jupiter, your Venus, your Mars, your seventh house. Anyway, maybe you have Libra 12th house in the way that your chart is aspected, or sixth house native energy of Libra. Anyway, you get the idea. Or is it Virgo? It's so still early in the morning for me. I find myself not really sleeping a normal schedule per se, but I take cat naps. You know, when you have certain breeds of cats, you don't really sleep through the whole night. Something to think about if you guys ever say, oh, I want a Siamese, or I want a Bengal. Here, one moment. We'll get started in just a second. Anyway, when you choose certain breeds of animals like cats, some of them, they don't see the point in allowing you to sleep the whole night. See, there's so many interesting things happening at all possible times of the day, including at 2 a.m., which if you also follow this channel, you know that there could be something published at 2 a.m. Anyway, shall we get started? Libra, if you appreciate my time, do let me know. Give me a thumbs up. And thank you. Thank you for the 2 likes. I appreciate it. And Libra, if you'd like to send a little love my way, even if it's enough, Libra, for a little bit of tea, and that would be very much appreciated. Libra, if you have any comments, please feel free to share. And if you feel called to, Libra, you can check out the other messages on the channel. Libra, where I am, well, this is going to be the first full reading for Libra of the year. The year in the numeric vibration of 10 new beginnings, ending cycles beginning new ones, stagnation ending, next phase beginning. This morning, well, all night, Libra, it has been snowing where I am. And it's still snowing. I'm a little bit in a blizzard. It sounds wet outside with the cars sloshing their wheels against the pavement. And the window that I see, Libra, is nothing more than the steady fall of snow. And they're big flakes too, Libra. They're the kind of snow, Libra, that's soft and wet. Probably will be icy. I don't think I have to go anywhere today. I don't think I have to go anywhere tomorrow. I may have to go somewhere Monday. But anyway, we're in winter. And in this white blanketed world outside, Libra, the message I have to share for you right now, I have an Ace of Cups, Ace of Cups, Three of Swords. So Three of Swords is Libra energy, Libra. Of course, Ace of Cups is Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is Cancerian energy. Four of Swords, some more Libra energy. Eight of Cups. Well, we do have winning here, Libra. May have taken a while, Libra, for it to be achieved. Eight of Cups, Four of Swords may have had to go in pathways or in directions or even feel emotions, Libra, that you would not be inclined to do voluntarily if everything was working out well, Libra. In order for things to work out well, Libra, you've had to go and deviate from the course you were on, Libra. You had to go, Libra, and understand, what was it that you want? What is it that you want? What is it that you will open yourself up for? And how much before you go off and realize, well, what you will engage with, what you won't engage with, what you will accept, what you won't accept. Some things were, I don't know whether to say, Libra, in this energy, cut out, but they were definitely refused, definitely not fed any energy. Was it worth it to feed it any more energy past the hopes, expectations, the bonds, Libra, that were formed in the beginning? All this energy is here, Libra. But ultimately what I have is now I have a win. Let's find out more about this Ace of Cups. Energies in the background, Libra. Well, we do have significant Libra energy. We also have significant Pisces energy. You know, I'm going to say too, with that, the cards that we have and the mix of Libra and Piscean energy, Libra, we're talking about too, what is fair to either go through, put up with, work through for your dreams. How large or small the gulf will be, Libra, between the dreams that you're working towards and the actual reality that you have. Where is also too, in the energy of a Four of Swords, Three of Swords, Nine of Cups, Eight of Cups, where is the dividing lines, Libra, between your dreams and pursuing fantasies? as opposed to being realistic. I do put that in quotes. And looking with, do I say honest, cold, detached, clinical expectations of what the future is based on the effort invested so far. Those energies are also there. When I say Piscean and Libra energies, we could be talking about the actual placements there, but in terms of the energy, those are the sorts of energies and themes also we're dealing with here in this Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. I have a Page of Pentacles. I have the Sun. We have a good Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords tells me right off, Libra, that what's coming your way, what this Ace of Cups represents, you are more than impatient for it. Based on what was done before, Libra, should have been here. According to what you know, what you've invested, what you've done, your past actions should have been here sooner. And the only reason why it hasn't been here sooner to Libra in this whole energy is because, well, Libra, you can only push so far on your own efforts, especially when you are dealing with other people, the environment, the climate of the environment, external forces, Libra. Page of Pentacles and the Sun tells me here a major win, Libra, a major win that you were afraid you wouldn't get. A major win that you have already, well, the frustration of will you or won't you obtain it. But also, too, in this energy, Libra, would it be more prudent just to move on? Accept the fact that, well, this won't exactly happen or happen in the manner I hoped, with the result I hoped. Perhaps something very dear I'd have to let go of. Well, Libra, literally at the 12th hour, I'm not going to say that this is your perception, because also, too, Sun is a very concrete thing. And I'm also going to say, too, Libra, in the bottom of the deck energies that we had, Three of Swords, Four of Swords, besides being Libra energy. It's also, Libra, lots of reflection, examination, awareness of what's going on around you rather than throw yourself in the fray. Lots of stepping back and introspection on circumstances. So this isn't necessarily what's in your mind. This is actually very concrete things. Something you are fighting against an environment, external forces, outside circumstances, things beyond your control. Things that you could only, affect or influence up to a certain point. But we have a win here. A win here with Emperor. Very strong Aries energy here, Libra. Libra, with this Aries energy, we could be talking about the time period of spring. So keep that in mind. We could also be talking, obviously, about somebody with significant Aries placements. But Libra, I'd like to go and ask you, do you have Aries in your chart? I would be curious about that, Libra. If you have Aries in your chart, go and see where that is located. that's where Libra, you're going to experience a magnification. You are going to experience support. You are going to also have at least greater visibility, greater influence in those areas. So I definitely, Libra, would encourage you to take a look at if you have any Aries energy and where that sits. Because that's where a magnification of yourself, that's where your next phase, the engine, the fuel, also to the visibility, Libra, will be manifested through. Ultimately here, what I have though, Libra, is influence. This Ace of Cups. Influence like you haven't experienced before. Also, too, one could say you providing care and direction on a level that you haven't before. Libra, these are collective readings. I'm not really getting so much a breakdown of romantic or professional right now. It's more about your life and how much influence, how much power, how much direction, how much have you been providing for others. Thank you for the like in this direction. So things like that, Libra, are here in this energy. Power is here, Libra. Power and influence over others for the benefit of others, Libra, that hasn't been expressed before. You know, it's also interesting, Libra, I'm going to go and call this out as well in this bottom of the deck energy. You know, there's something very unique in this energy of Eight of Swords, Three of Swords, Four of Wands, Three of Wands, Emperor and Empress being flanked in here. Thank you for the like. And you know what that is, Libra? With that, especially, let's go back to that Four of Swords, Three of Swords that were coming up before. I have empathy. Empress, Eight of Swords, Three of Swords. Understanding, Libra, about what it's like to hit brick walls. What it is also to be, well, we could say stuck on a hamster wheel or just grounded. You know, Libra, in the energy that I have here too, not only are you, I have leadership, I have, as I said, visibility, I have you in a center position, but the benefits that you provide, Libra, to others is you really give them a chance as well to grow. You know, this is about whatever collective, whatever community, whatever group, Libra, that you're in, really being able to go and set the direction, Libra, for those people to shine, for those people to shine in ways that, in vibrancy, that they would not be able to otherwise, which of course, Libra, is the best aspect of leadership. Right? It's just not for one person to shine and all the rest of them to just support. What we have here is growth as a community, growth as a unit, and with that growth, able to accomplish much more, much faster, with a lot more impact that spreads. So I just want to call that out. Thank you for the like. So Libra, shall we clarify Page of Pentacles or the Sun? Both are interesting to me, Libra. Libra, let's do the Sun. And then we'll do Page of Pentacles. We'll take a peek at Nine of Swords, although Nine of Swords is pretty much what you have been, as I said, the external forces that have been working against you or keeping you in a particular type of place, not allowing progression and growth. Essentially, that's what the Nine of Swords here is. So let's take a peek at the Sun. Sun, I have Six of Swords. Sun, I have Five of Wands. So we have some Leo energy coming out here too with the Sun, Five of Wands. Energy coming out here all over. In the main pole, we have Cancer, Gemini, strong Leo coming out now, and some Aquarius. But first, I'm going to continue pulling. I'll go into the signs a little bit later. Although mostly, as I said, Libra, what I have here is leadership for you. Ace of Pentacles, another ace. Another page. Definitely with Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Libra. This coming up here, Ace of Cups, essentially is going to be something that you haven't been offered before. You haven't been offered before. You've been anticipating. Also, too, one could say as well, you've been working towards, you've been expectant towards. Anyway, a new phase is coming. A new phase of leadership, a new phase of influence. You know, that Ace of Pentacles, Libra, I still don't know yet in this energy if that's a phase of stability that's coming up for you that will extend, or Libra, you just simply imparting, as I said before, a special type of vibrancy to the people who you lead. And that's kind of what I'm leaning towards more, Libra. I actually think in this energy, you are like a catalyst. You are like the sun. Not because the sun is here, but the sun in the fact that, you know, for things to grow right, to grow vibrant, they need the right conditions. And I think that's basically what that Ace of Pentacles reflects. You providing those right conditions for a lasting change on those around you. Anyway, the Sun, clarified by Six of Swords, Five of Wands, Eight of Cups. Well, first of all, Libra, this is definitely not settling. Six of Swords, Five of Wands, Eight of Cups, a whole lot of movement. A whole lot of movement, and also, too, in this energy, Libra, you know, exploring, giving things time. You know, Six of Swords is always has an element of time in here. So does Eight of Cups. But a Six of Swords here with a Five of Wands tells me, well, there's been partnerships that's been approached. You have definitely put out effort to see how far you could get. Also, too, with the people, the circumstances, the environment, Libra, you know, you're not necessarily just writing things off. Is it going to work right now? Yes, no. You give it a little bit of time. Maybe one could say with Six of Swords and Five of Wands, you give it a little too much time before you go off and realize, well, this is as far as I could get, or these are the mentality of the people that I have. Basically, you understand that the environment, the people, the mindsets, if they are going to change, Libra, they're going to change in too small of ways, too long of time for you. And so we go off. Hello, and thank you for the likes. So, I mean, that's basically what this energy here is, Libra. This is not settling. This is not settling, but also, too, not being closed off. You know, giving people, environment, circumstances, chances and time. This tells me too, perhaps a little too much patience, a little too much time. But Libra, you've given them grace. You've given the circumstances that you were in, that you explored, you've given it a lot of grace to grow, to be better incrementally. And when Libra, as I said before, either too little efforts or too slow of efforts happen, well, that has you on the move. And in being on the move, Libra, that's your greatest gift, not settling, or the greatest gift, the greatest steps, Libra, that leads to this gift upcoming. You keep on moving, Libra, you're going to go and find your place. As long as you keep moving, Libra, you find your place. Page of Pentacles. Let's check out Page of Pentacles. Energy under this sun, Libra, as I said, we had significant Leo with some Aquarius, some Pisces. One could also say in this energy, besides the strong Aries that was coming up here, midsummer should be interesting for you, Libra, in this energy. Midsummer, everything should become crystallized. Also, too, one could say in this energy, lots of movement. Lots of movement coming up for you, Libra, in the beginning months of the year. Before spring happens, spring, summer, interesting energies. I'm not going to say so much, Libra, if you have Leo placements. You could actually see, too, if you have Leo placements in the same, almost the same energy as what I said with the Aries energy. I almost feel if you have Leo energy in this pull Libra in your chart, that Leo is almost like your quality control. Certain things, Libra, allow you to be understanding, etc., 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 of certain things that could be displeasing. Well, I would say if you have Leo energy, Libra, that's precisely where your quality control rests. Maybe you accept certain things or give grace to certain things, give time to certain things, understand certain things, but only up to a certain point. That's ultimately where you say like, because we're talking about quality here with the sun. Seeking it, not and finding it. Let's go and see Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, I have Queen of Pentacles. Two of Wands. That justice wants to come out. And a Five of Pentacles. 10 of Wands. Definitely, Libra, I see the energy here. Really strong, determined energy, as I said before. Definitely you've given time, effort, energy to circumstances that took more than they received. We'll just call it that. Strength, 10 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. I mean, this is all like involving yourself and putting out effort. To try and prove, but as I said, the external forces are just set in their ways. It's also precisely that experience that Libra, which makes you coming to the forefront such a gift. for those around you. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Libra. You know, there's a type of investment here. Time to build out what hasn't been able to do before in a manner that you haven't before. Also to your vision actually being applied to your vision, your solutions being applied for remedy, for success, for the future. Of course, Page of Pentacles is a very fresh energy. The beginning steps of growth in a way that hasn't been done before. And as I said before, that you haven't had a chance yet for influence. You know, Ace of Cups is a new energy, Libra. But under this Page of Pentacles is familiar. May not necessarily be a new arena for you, Libra. It could be, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It's you in a new role more than anything, Libra. And it's you also applying what you know best of pain points that can finally be solved. So, Nine of Swords. Take a peek at Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, I have Knight. Excuse me. Knight of Swords. In this deck, I read my Knights actually as between, two air signs. But in this deck, if you were going to follow it, it would be Gemini. Nine of Swords is Gemini. We have some Gemini energy coming out. Knight of Cups, we have movement. Well, movement under a Nine of Swords, though, the movement that's happening is superfluous. The movement that has been happening has been superfluous. Lots of small details being addressed, but not really being able to tackle the bigger issues, not really being able to go and achieve any sizable gain, but lots of movement. As I said before, Libra, in this energy, definitely. You have invested, you have tried, you have advocated, you have definitely worked with the circumstances at hand, but it's the environment, people. You could be 100% Libra, but if everything around you is 35 to 65%, well, that's the pace that one moves at. The pace that they force everything else to adhere to. Very scattered energy. Very easily being able to Libra too to see what is the issue, how it could be solved, how to move forward. But Libra, as I said before, external circumstances. You can point the way, Libra. You can't push everyone to follow. Anyway, Libra, what I have for you is very good news. Interesting news, Libra. I have leadership for you. Will be a win, Libra, in its fresh energy. Libra, everything that you have been noticing everything that you have been taking stock of, everything you have been observant of, Libra, and noticing the flaws that are acted on, or the flaws that are not addressed, the flaws that could be solved, Libra. Those are precisely the avenues, the aspects, Libra, that I see you being able to enact some real change. This energy is very broad that I have here. This is basically a life reading, Libra. You can think about how this applies to aspects in your life, and that's where you're going to start seeing the changes. I will say fire is very important here. Initiation is very important here. Also, too, as I said before, the flaws that you've noticed, the flaws that no one is willing to address. That's precisely what, Libra, do I say remedy? Do I say fix? Do I say change? I don't know. Ace of Cups and the Sun here in this energy is more than fixing. It's also kind of more than change. It's evolving. These are the old processes that have basically turned into dust. And this is life. I don't mean the life that you're living. I mean actual new hearts beating, Libra. New thoughts forming. More than growth. Life. Very interesting. Awakening of souls, you could also say too. Awakening of purpose. I don't know, very, very much stronger than just, as I said, growth. Anyway, Libra, sending you lots of love. Oh, I see I have a couple of comments here. Oh, hello, Chantel. Oh, hello. Hello, Stephen. So would that mean that he's born on the cusp? An Aquarius, Capricorn cusp? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chantel. I appreciate that. Oh, Virgo and Aquarius. Oh, yes. Thank you for, a little bit of love sent over for just appreciation. The tips are appreciated. They are. Yes, you could. You could also go and check out the other readings that are on the channel, the collective readings, perhaps, something you should know, something to anticipate, the astrological notes. I will be doing readings specifically for Virgo and Aquarius, the other signs. I believe I have Virgo, Aquarius, Pisces, and Sagittarius remaining, and then I'll loop again through them, as well as I do the collective all sign readings too. But yeah, I start them off in the beginning. Anyway, thank you for the kind words. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. For readings, if anyone would like a reading, I'm around. I do ask for a donation of $33.33 if you would like me to pull for you. But these collective readings, it's just to share the messages that are in the ether for everyone. I invite you to think about your sun sign, your moon sign. For some of the readings, I invite you to think about the places that you feel but yet can't quite see. So that would be your moon, your 8th house, your 12th house. Other readings, the love readings, you can definitely think about your Venus sign, your 7th house sign, as well as your Jupiter sign. I don't really say it that much, but you can. And then, of course, I have the moon messages that are also out. I did one earlier this week for all the signs, and that's purely based on your moon. Anyway, thank you. I'll be around. Hello, Chantel. Hello. Oh, happy birthday. Being born on the 21st, that would mean that he's born on the cusp, right? The Aquarius Capricorn cusp. And he must have a lot of placements both in Aquarius and in Capricorn. Yeah, I mean, I'm not born on the cusp, but I think that cusp energy is so interesting. I have some people in my family who are born on the cusp, and they have, the sun sign is the sun sign, but it's interesting how much they vibe, and also how much they have the characteristics of the sign preceding them. I think that's very interesting energy. It's really a true a true blend, but it's unique for each person too. Yeah, it's very interesting to see how. I mean, when you do collective readings, you're thinking about what are a common thread that you can pull. I mean, you could pull on gender, you can pull on location, you could pull on age. I mean, all these sorts of things, but the zodiac signs are a pretty easy way to go and get an anchor for a group. And of course, obviously there are many variations that people are going through, but there are trends. And maybe those trends happen in different types of timelines for the individuals involved, but the trends are still there. Almost like the options are there, and how you choose to work through those options or go through those options. That adds to each individual's autonomy, and of course their soul path, right? What do you feel is necessary to do? What directions do you feel called to do? What directions do you know definitely are not meant for you to engage with or engage with any further? Those sorts of things. Anyway, happy birthday to your husband, especially born on the cusp. Well, trends are just a way, you could just say events or processes. Mm. Very interesting that you've known each other for so long. And also, too, that you are forming bonds yet to come in the future. Very interesting. Well, if you'd like to donate for a reading, I can definitely go and see what message comes out, or if there's something specific that you'd like to see more than a pathway or a direction. Funny. I think also too, when it comes to being intuitive, one thing that I've noticed is so many people, like they like to go and spend a lot of time saying, I say they being like popular culture, about naysaying what we feel intuitively, and the fact that there's more than there's a 3D world that we interact with, there's a 4D world that is our higher selves, but then there's a 5D world, and the five-dimensional world is really, almost like the source of all intelligence. It's definitely other realities that blend in but aren't limited to our physical one. Also, to the energies of the planets, energies of other life. I mean, just like intelligence as a whole. And physics talks about that. The difference between our three-dimensional world, our four-dimensional world, and our fifth dimensional world. And it's interesting to see the growth and the evolution of a lot more people giving credence to the fact that there is more to us, more to our reality, more to our interchange than just what we see in our physical life, more than what we learned in school, more than just getting up at a certain time of the day, going off and doing a certain sort of job, getting a paycheck and paying your bills. Right? We know that there's more to life than that. And you could look at popular media too, and they keep on putting forth the themes, the predictive programming themes of more to life, but they're still putting in fantasy roles, even though, for instance, every military has a departments that specifically gather people with evolved skills in perception, we could just call it that, to do things like remote viewing, to go in and find out more information than what's seen. Every government has it. Every nation has that. And but before it was kept on like a closed. Excuse me, closed. I was merging the word closed and cloistered. Before they were keeping it in a very closed, cloistered type of avenue, and I feel like more people, that there's just a steady stream of awakening of just who we are, how we are all connected, and there's more to extend ourselves in different ways. Connected